Well, that was one hell of a way to end part 1. Holy moly. Did I even turn there? Did he just come across the front of me? It felt like he came across the front of me there. He hasn't called me out in any way, so... Hi, YouTube. We're back for part 2. That was quite the way to end part 1. Just wipe someone out off the bridge. Yeah, it's one hell of a cliffhanger for this video. Just wipe someone out. Oh god, what? And then the video ends. I honestly, I was too busy. I just thought I was driving straight. I wasn't even... I was just like... I don't even know what happened. Anyway, CR727, beautiful machine. I still remember the showcase reveal of this and the 169 Penne. It was incredible when they were parked up at the casino. What a moment! These are the sort of things I want to see added to vanilla GTA. Like, you can put them in the open wheel class as well. Like, the open wheel class is already a one make class with the BR8. That's why I'm surprised the carts weren't put in there as well. Alright, Zodiac. A mod. Not a vanilla car. I wonder how many, what the rate is. How many of these cars were vanilla GTA cars and how many were mod cars out of the 323? EMP. Still haven't had my EMP. I'm just hoping I get it when I've got a relatively clean lap ahead of me. Someone's brakes didn't work on the first corner. Dominator PHS. There it is. This is the one that I mistook in that first part. This is the one that replaced the Dominator Classic as the poster child of Project Homecoming. Isn't it? It stands for Project Homecoming Special, doesn't it? Someone said DHS in the chat earlier. PHS, Project Homecoming Special. This is the one that's on all the promotional material for the Project Homecoming server, I guess you could say. The replacement. Where did the original Dominator Classic come from again? Was it Mafia? And that's why it had to be removed, because the mod... Hey, we've gone from the Dominator PHS to the Dominator GTT. It almost looked the same. I think the PHS was made from the GTT. Like, they took that as a base and then swapped it around. So we're not going to get the regular journey, but I have been seeing the journey 2. Wait, how are we going to get the Surfer Custom? Oh, that's what I've been seeing it, actually. I think I've seen it. Or have I been seeing a Rusty Surfer? I don't know how many surfers are on the server anymore. How many surfers there are. Alright, give me that acceleration from the Virtue. I was almost about to go a lap down to the leader, but the Virtue has saved me. This could be my new best lap, because this is a relatively clean lap as well. Not much in front of me. That acceleration out of these hairpins is very nice. Top speed's not that great, but it's alright. Yep, new best lap. Goes to the Virtue now. .3 to beat. Now I'm a lap down. It only saved me for one lap. It required my best lap of the entire race to stop me going a lap down. There's the air tug, that's in my future. Oh, this is scary. Oh! There's the bus! Please get round the hairpin before people come around. Okay. So we've got the bus. Again, another 2013 car. It's just proving me wrong all the time. Look, I just assumed we'd had all the 2013 cars in the original random, all of them. Obviously we not. We not. Obviously we didn't. Getting them now. But we've also got the school bus, I think, in our future, which is like a mod version. I haven't seen... I haven't seen the airport bus from other people. I feel like I've only seen the regular bus. Could it be that we had the airport bus activated for the previous random all of them, and then obviously we just didn't have the duplicates for that? And then the prison bus as well. Did we have that for the previous random all of them? Or it could have been in random pain. Because I don't think I've seen a prison bus either, but the school bus is kind of based on a prison bus. There is the school bus, speaking of. Well, we're outside of the top 5 after that lap.
What a scumbag!
Don't recognize this. I kind of do and I don't at the same time. Alright, so halfway is going to be halfway around the 161st lap. So we got 50 laps to go until we're halfway through. Snowy Rancher XL. This isn't the unique one. This is just the same as a regular Rancher XL. And then all the snow cars are also going to be 2013 cars, I've just realised. The theme of this has just been me being proved wrong consistently. Again, none of these were activated for the original random all of them. I think they were only put on the server because I wanted to use them for some of the snow races. And they've just been left. Which I kind of like, it's fun to see these pop up every now and then. This is scary. Yeah. Everyone took it easy, and then Thunder comes in and just goes up the backside of it. No harm done, thankfully. Well, I think I had a decent little run there of good cars in that first part. Allowed me to get up into the lead. I'm glad I had that. Now it's all gonna settle down and settle into well, probably more mid-pack until we get to the end and it all hopefully comes together a bit more. Pipistrello, another new one. This is the part where there's definitely going to be more laps that are quiet. Talking for 5 hours straight, it's just not going to be possible. So yeah, there'll be some laps where I stay quiet or whatever, but you know, I'll pop up with some things to say every now and then. Whoa.
Hello everyone, I'm Barofi1322 and this donation serves as an update to my fastest fully upgraded donation series where I take all donation sounds around the circuit to find the best to use for racing.
There's another Weevil. Thank you SkyPie for the 1322 donation. All goes to the RP goal for this stream week. The RP goal. Well, it goes to the RP goal as well, but the donation goal for this stream week. Yeah. I might be quiet, but I suppose the donation sounds can always give more noise. Can give my voice without me needing to. There are 2 new donation sounds as well that have been added just in time for the stream week. I'm gonna leave those to be found. Although one of them has overtaken the 1735 as the top spot for the most expensive single donation sound because it's just so extreme. And the number kind of works for the theme of where it came from. Yeah, they were highly requested, the 2 new sounds. Oh, that was close. Oh god, that was wow. That was so close to catastrophe on that first corner. Panorama Sport. They are listed on the website. I have updated the bruffer.com/sounds page. So the new ones are on there. I love this car. I think it's really great. I love the style of it. It reminds me of the... I think I said this when we first got it in a random race. Reminds me of the Captain Scarlet car. I can't remember what they called it. Not the SPV, but the other one. The red one. It reminds me of that. The Vector, another tuner. New here, I can't even race. Talking to my friends, let alone reading a chat. You're a god. Well, I think people would welcome. By the way, I think people would question whether I can actually race whilst reading a chat, effectively anyway. But I do all right, I think. People, I think sometimes might be a little bit too harsh on me, some like in G-Freds, and if I make a mistake in a race or something.
How am I dead again immediately? Oh my god! I hate cannonballs! I hate G-Freds, I hate cannonballs, I hate all of it. I hate every last bit of it.
There you go, there's the new one. That's the one that's the now most expensive one. I mean, that was highly requested to be a donation sound, and I put it at 2015 because that's when G-Fred was created in 2015, and you know what a mistake that was, so... I think it turned into... I had to do a little bit of playing around with that one to get the two different sound clips to work nicely together as one. But I think the final result is really funny. Thank you very much, SkyPie, for the donation. What was I saying? Yeah, people are sometimes a little bit harsh because I do have a lot going on when I'm trying to race around with the chat. It is SkyPie, yes. With the chat, with, you know, running a stream, trying to talk and you know, have things to say that are interesting right whilst the race is going on. I'm gonna probably make mistakes more than the normal person. But yeah, I think most people understand that it is quite difficult to race around just on its own when you throw everything else into the mix. The red car from Captain Scarlet was apparently the Spectrum Patrol car as opposed to the Spectrum Patrol vehicle. Yes, okay. The SPC Spectrum Patrol car wasn't as iconic as the SPV, but that was always my favourite from Captain Scarlet. If you hadn't mentioned it, I would have thought it was just one soundbite. Yeah, I think I did good editing those two clips into one donation sound. From that fateful cannonball where I kicked the dog. Captain Scarlet or Thunderbirds? Oh, Thunderbirds all the way. 100% Thunderbirds. I love Thunderbirds. That was my childhood. Alright, so we had the LMP3 car in part 1. We've got the LMP2 car in part 2. I knew I've wiped him out. I knew it. Where is he? I'm gonna have to wait. Bollocks. Again? Wasn't it when I was in the LMP3 that I wiped someone out and had to wait? The only 2 times I've had to wait in this race has been in both of the LMP cars. Oh no, it was the Emirates, wasn't it? Was it the Emirates? No, it was the Emirates. It was in the same place as the Emirates. God damn it. It's always the quick cars though, because like, if the person in front makes even the slightest movement or the slightest jink, you just can't, you're coming at such a speed, you can't do anything about it. And obviously the lag is much more severe at higher speeds. Have I waited more than twice? I don't know, I feel like I've only waited twice, but maybe. That was like 100 laps ago. I can't remember everything. Yeah, that's disappointing. I've lost time on my bad laps for sure. On my should have been good laps, but they were bad laps. But yeah, if you ever want to see all the donation sounds that we've got, and the original sources for where those donation sounds came from, you just go to brooker.com/sounds. It's in the Twitch section, and then sounds under there. And at the bottom of that page, there's what all the sounds are first of all. Then there's sort of the meanings behind them in text form, why they are the values that they are. And then at the bottom of the page, there's links to all of the original sources for where those sounds are. So for the 2015 one, it'll link you to the video where I have that outburst, basically, which was the kicking dog's cannonball. Coquette D1, another new addition to vanilla GTA. 100% a GTA 6 car. There'll be the Coquette D1 and the Coquette D10 in GTA 6. Not the regular Coquette, not the Coquette Blackfin. I'm calling it now. These are the replacements. The Coquette D10 replaces the regular Coquette for GTA 6. This replaces the Coquette Blackfin. Ooh. That's one hell of a dive. But we get them in GTA 5. course, that's just my prediction. I don't actually have any insider information on that or anything. Be cool if I did, but I don't. Remus 2. The car that did me so well in that G-Fred scramble a couple of weeks ago. Feels like things are sort of settling down. The quicker drivers are making their way to the front. The gaps are widening between cars and people and positions. It feels like we're settling into our positions. It's a lot more difficult, I would say, for screw you, Dubber. Get out dragged. Yeah, it's a lot more difficult for the for the big long races like this to come together towards the end, like a 25-minute race would. In a 25-minute race, there's a lot less time for the driver difference to make as big of a difference, whereas in these races, the drivers being half a second quicker across 300 laps is going to make a massive difference at the end. So while the vehicle selection will all come together towards the end of the race, it's not for sure that top to bottom will. But, you know, maybe between the top 5, that'll all come together and they'll have a close finish. Thanks, Phoenix. Phoenix has been my helper today. Ooh, not stopping. Journey 2 was not stopping. Too much help on that one. Yeah, I could have done without it probably. So we probably had the regular journey in that first 630 lap random, all of them. Now we've got the Journey 2 in the second one. I know, to be fair, I said, you know, it's more difficult for things to come together towards the end in a bigger race, but can you remember the end of that 630 lap race? The top 2 finished like, what, a tenth of a second apart? After 630 laps and 8 hours. They finished a tenth of, like, it was something ridiculous like that. They crossed the line at basically the same time. 630 different cars, 8 hours of driving, and 2 people fighting for the lead finished basically at the same time. That was just mad. So you never know.
Oh, what a scumbag!
It might be close for the win or for some positions towards the end of this one. But I think in a race like this, you're more likely to be finishing where your general natural skill and speed is, as opposed to a shorter race where you can maybe get a bit lucky or your starting position would make a bigger deal or something like that. Alright, Torero XO with the spoiler. Going to be able to out-drag lock on the straight, not with a corner like that. Does this put me 2 laps down, actually? I think I'm 2 laps down from the lead now. And I've still got the Air Tug and the Fieldmaster to go. Thank you, by the way, in general. I know I said thank you to SkyPie for the donations, but thanks to everybody who's been giving subscriptions and resubscribing and stuff during this race. I know I haven't been reading it out because I've been focusing on the race, but I'll catch up with them all at the end. Back to only one lap down, I think. I'm just going to shut up for the rest of this lap so you can listen to the sound of this car. Beautiful. And now it's new best overall car in the entire game time. But no HSW upgrade here. So instead it's just a very quick sports car. As opposed to being an absolutely dominant, destroying everything in its path sports car that's also better than every other car in the game. Overall. The Astron. I feel like the Astron is often forgotten about because of the Astron Custom. Like they released the Astron and then the next DLC they released the Astron Custom and made that HSW upgradable. Like why not just make the regular Astron HSW upgradable? There's nothing different needed for the custom version. But the regular Astron, even though it's not as quick as the HSW custom, it's really nice to drive, and it's actually quicker than the Astron custom when it's not HSW upgraded. Fun fact. There's the school bus. Oh my god, it absolutely nailed the first corner. That's some grip. Had to do it. I didn't have any other choice. I just turned and hoped for the best, but that was beautiful. Because paying twice isn't enough, you have to pay 3 times. Of course, yes. Damn. Freaking school bus is really good.
Oh, what a scumbag!
I really like what they did with the Weevil, where you could get one for free by doing the who was it? English Dave doing his missions or whatever. Oopsies. Same with the Virtue that you got at the end of the what was that DLC?
What a scumbag!
It was terrible and should have been the Trevor DLC. Like it's nice when they do stuff like that, like give you an actual reward for doing some of these missions. Drug Wars, thank you. It was terrible at the time, and then we got Mercenaries and realised how bad it could get. But it would have been a lot better, I think, if it had been Trevor as the main character for that, and based around him rather than the Fooligans, as I think it should have probably been, as they probably planned it to be. But I like it when they give away, you know, a car for doing something like that. Same with the Armoured Paragon for the casino missions, even though it's not that useful. I wish they did more of that. Huh, funnily enough, speaking of the Armoured Paragon, there's one right in front of me. Oh god, oh god, oh god. That was scary. Oh, this is the battle for the lead. Paragon had the pace. This is fun. Front row seat to a battle for the lead. They got progressively slower cars the closer you got to the front. I feel like I've been in 8th place for a long time now. Yeah, the gaps are definitely getting bigger. "20 laps to go until we're halfway through," which theoretically the gaps should be the biggest that they will be between equal drivers, if everybody was equal. Okay, that was not a good dive bomb attempt. We had a good one earlier in the Savannah. That was not a good one. He obviously just got lucky in the previous attempts. Schwarzer DTM. Oh, if I've got a clean lap ahead, this could be new best lap material. Let's just think about it and be a little bit careful when we get to other people so I don't take someone out. They all got out of my way with their own crashes. New best lap? Maybe? It's got to be. By a significant margin. 36.2 is the time to beat now. That was a really clean lap as well. Might be difficult to beat even in the EMP. It'll depend on traffic. Valera GTC. Over one, under the other. Getting some very fast cars now. Schwarzer DTM, 2 GT cars next up. Speedy. Oh, I'm finally not in 8th place anymore. And then the safety car. We've had race cars and then the safety car. There's a theme to the last few laps. Lights flash on the back and the lights turn on the top. Alright, safety car coming in this lap. Lights are off. Okay, giving me the finger in an air tug seems more reasonable. Because at least you're not going to cause a crash from that. I'll allow that. Alright, Greenwood. Nice car, the Greenwood. A little bit weird because it's got like 3 gears if I remember right. So its pace is very inconsistent sometimes. So I've had my drag king, I've got the drag queen to do. And obviously 2 of the 3 that we're calling the new unholy trinity for this race. Still got a lot of slow cars as well. We're also coming up to the 2-hour mark into the race. Wait, was that me overtaking double for position? It was. 5th place, top 5 again. We're back. From between 2 hours and 3 hours, the pit window is open. So people will be able to make their 10-minute pit stop. It's a mandatory 10-minute pit stop. There's no actual pit lane on the track. So we're just going to get everybody to pull over to the right-hand side over there. And that'll be between hours 2 and 3 that everybody can do that. Gotta wait 10 minutes. As soon as the wheels stop moving, look at what the timer says. And then you can start moving those wheels again once 10 minutes has passed. Just to give everybody one break, one ability to stretch their legs during the course of this ridiculously long race. The Jamster. This is the car that steers from the back, isn't it? This is a new addition to Random All because it wouldn't have been in the pool previously. The Random All pool change has added this to our lives. It's been such a great change, adding all those different cars to Random All now. I think it's made the races so much more interesting. I'm glad we've done it. Alright, the Euros. Beautiful car, the Euros. Handles incredibly. A lot of people have seen leave comments talking about how it was so disappointing for pace, but it's like it's perfectly on pace for the coupes class. It's an HSW car. It doesn't have to be the same speed as all the other HSW cars because it's not a sports car or a supercar. It's a coupes class car. It's perfectly on pace for the top of coupes. And it's just a lovely car to drive. It's beautiful handling wise. Yeah, couldn't slow it down. Big Daddy dump time. Can you get exactly halfway at 2 hours? 10 laps, 6 minutes. We need to get to lap 161 in 4 minutes. That's not going to happen now, I don't think. But I'm surprised how close I'm going to be to that, actually. I think it's because I haven't had the really slow stuff yet. I think the second half of the race is going to be longer than the first half. DiNmiTe. That classic SUV. A lot of traffic in front. This is scary. Sneak up on the inside of that drag queen, maybe. Probably chose the right side there. Sultan RS Classic. Another tuner. Oh, that's a bike. Interesting. I wonder if is that a Manches? I think that's around in the pool. Oh, come on. I'm not waiting for that. If you're weaving about all over the place. My bad, okay, good. He realised. Alright, a minute and a half to go. Yeah, we're not going to get halfway through before 2 hours. But, I mean, I calculated it to be probably around 4.5 hours this race. So, for us to be knocking on 2 hours halfway through, that's actually a pretty quick pace for the first half. Unless I was just a little bit too lenient with the pace that we have, and it's not really going to be 4.5 hours. I might have added a little bit extra than it actually ends up being or something. Broken name number 2. Wait, what is this? Is this the DiNmiTe FX police car? This isn't the broken name that I thought was the second broken name. Maybe there's more broken names. I thought the second broken name was the police rancher. The snow-covered one. There might be more. Look, pull over. This is the police. Alright, 2 hours. We're at 2 hours. Pit window is open. If anybody wants to make their 10-minute pit stop, you can do it between now and 3 hours on the timer. We're going to see people leaving and rejoining when they make their pit stops to hopefully avoid the props disappearing, which was a problem that we had in the 630 lap race. For me, it was bang on every 2 hours 48 minutes, both times all the props disappeared on the track. So we mandated, I think, during that, but there was 2 pit stops during the 630 minute race, 10 minutes each. And we mandated that everybody rejoined the race during that time, and we're doing the same here. You don't lose out on any track time from it, because it's all within the 10 minutes that you were going to be stopped anyway. But yeah, hopefully it stops the props from disappearing, because it's going to be a lot worse to have that happen here, where literally the entire track disappears. So, based on my previous experience of losing all the props in the 630 lap race at 2 hours 48 minutes, it would be a risk to go too far into that 3 hours period. So I'm probably going to do my pit stop before 2 hours 48 minutes. It might not be a problem anymore, it might not happen. Someone might take the risk and not bother changing at all, and they don't lose their props at all, but I don't want to take the risk. And since 2 hours 48 minutes is where I lost the props last time, I'm not. That's the point at which I'm willing to go to. And I would prefer to have my pit stop a little bit later in this 1 hour window. Just because then it means the second half is shorter in terms of I can get up, have a relax, and then the second bit when I come back is not going to be as like I've gotten more of it done than I've got left to go. I always used to prefer that when I worked at the track. Take my lunch, like, you know, I'd be working for 8 hours with a half-an-hour lunch. I'd always prefer to have my lunch at like 5 hours in or something, so the second part of the shift was only 3 hours. Might be a lot of people doing the same thing. Only Lemonade has taken the pit stop early. Might have a lot of people wanting to leave it a bit later as well. Oh, we've passed the halfway mark. I totally spaced on it. We're now in the second half of the race, officially on the lap count. I don't know whether we will be in the time though, because I think the second half is going to be longer than the first half. Manches, there it is. Not many bikes on Project Homecoming, but Manches is one of them. And this has normal handling, I think, so it is better to wheelie. Bloody hell! That's an EMP. That's the speed difference. Okay, it's starting to get a little messy at this point. At least I'm in a slow car already. Gotta survive these messy laps as people are starting to get tired. We've still got the we're only halfway through though. My game crashed on lap 30, I lost 4 minutes. Can I have a shot at pit? No, unfortunately not. Because a lot of people, well, there was at least 5 or 6 people who were in the same situation in that those early few laps who had to respawn and stuff. And it's going to be way too much to do that for everybody and then make sure everyone's doing the same and stuff like that. So unfortunately, that's just the rub of the green. Sorry. A few people taking their pit stops now. Brisker rally. It's okay, understandable. I appreciate it when, like, fair enough to ask the question. It's a reasonable question to ask. But I appreciate it when people also are like, yeah, that's okay. I understand. Fair enough. Rather than, like, starting to get, oh, that's just not fair, and, you know, as some people would. Thank you, Pasha, for being a reasonable human. I wonder if I leave my pit stop late, I could get quite high up again through virtue of everyone else pitting in front of me. I'm already up into 5th, but it's not a legitimate 5th. It's only really when we get to the 3rd hour, or even after the 3rd hour, that we're gonna see, like, the position counter's just basically going to be useless for a while until after the 3rd hour, when everyone's made their pit stop and everyone's back again. Sorry, Pasha. He was so nice in the chat, and then I just turn him around. That's what you get for being a reasonable human being. Yeah, that was not stopping for DiNmiTe there. Savannah's got too much pace. Yeah, so the position counter is going to be useless until after sort of hour 3. As soon as nobody's over on the right-hand side in the pits anymore, then we'll have it'll all filter back again and we'll know what position we're actually in. But for now, it's pit stop affected positions. I think there's only like 5 or 6 people who are like in their pit stop process, either having left and rejoining or actually parked on the side of the road. But it kind of makes a big difference. The track already feels a lot more empty, even though it's only like, yeah, 5 or 6 people. .71, so I'm probably going to do my pit stop in part 3 from a video perspective. The video itself will just not have the entire 10-minute pit stop in. I'll just cut, like I'll show myself parking up and then cut to me leaving 10 minutes later. But I think it's going to be in part 3 the way that this is looking and the way the time is going. Unless I suddenly lose all my props earlier than I expect, in which case I'll just do it immediately. I feel like I'm on a break at work in your pit stop. Yeah, just chilling on the side of the track. Stuff that interests me is things in terms of something like this is when the track is at its quietest, because you know some people are going to make their pit stops in 5 minutes time, but then those who made their pit stop 5 minutes ago will start being back on the track again. So we're not going to get a point where there's, you know, 3 or 4 people driving around, because those who've already made their pit stops will start driving around again. So it's a curiosity of mine when the track will have the least amount of people on it. The ebb and flow of stuff like that. Could have been a smart idea to do an early pit stop, because if most people go for a late pit stop, then those are going to get, people who did the early pit stops are going to get the track all to themselves, cleaner track, while most people are pitting. Entity MT without advanced flags. Beautiful, fast, smooth, no stupid engine noises. Took a gamble there that I wouldn't end up in something that wasn't going to be able to stop. Yeah, it's definitely quiet on the circuit right now. Corsita. I love the way this car looks. Just hits me in all the right places. Shame we're seeing it in the dark. Alright, another GT car. As Locke gets his Field Master. Puts me on the same lap at least, but I've still got my Field Master and Air Tug to come, so. Schwarzer DTM lap was incredible. It's going to require the EMP to beat it, I think, since the Emirates GTR isn't going to. Oh, that was for position. I managed to catch up the entire lap whilst he was in his Field Master. No, I didn't. Oh, he was 2 laps ahead. I did catch up an entire lap, but he was actually 2 laps ahead. Okay, that makes sense. I thought that was for position, but no. Absolutely not. Still in 3rd. Okay, Miles back. He was one of the early pitters, so those who pitted early are starting to come back onto the track. Street Blazer. Huh. Was this added to the game in the last 4 years? I thought this was earlier. Unless it just wasn't on the server because of the other Blazers or something. Oh, Locke's got his air tug. He's got his 2 slowest cars out of the way immediately. Off-road Paragon. This is a quick one if I can utilize it. Took Lock on the inside there, so that's up to second. Pit stop and bad cars still to come adjusted though. Oh, scary. Oh, come on. So, 15 more laps. And then we're into part 3. Pizza boy. And no, you're not getting pizzas delivered from me. Okay, that was a bit dodgy. I always feel like I can mess up any kind of bike lap. I always have to concentrate. Journey Tourer up in front, still got that in my future. Brigham time! Starting to feel a little bit fatigued. Wasn't very nice getting absolutely rammed in the behind. I do have a big behind on this car, to be fair, but look at the spoilers on that Golf caddy. Wait, what kind of caddy is that? Oh, the GHK caddy, of course. I forgot about that one. I haven't even seen that one. We're gonna have the drift caddy still to go. That's a new addition with the random oil pool changes. Has the water stopped rendering? That is a good question. Now that you've mentioned it, I hadn't noticed it, but it kind of looks like it. Does it? Or is it just the right point and it's just super smooth that... It should be a little more choppy than that though, right? I don't know, it does look kind of weird. But maybe it's just no waves. Maybe it's been like that all the way through and just noticed it now or something. Like the reflections are definitely there, but I think it's still there, the water. the things that you get up to in a 323 lap race in Project Homecoming on GTA. Is the water still there? Master, I feel like you probably should have just gone around the outside of the corner there, to be honest. Rattel. I feel like this was another one of these instantly forgettable cars. Not as iconic as the trophy truck, but basically just the same thing. No waves setting on the track file so they don't splash over the track. Ah, that's the explanation. Oh, there's the... Well, there's the drift caddy. We got it. Okay, there's a lot of people around me. This is scary. I feel like I'm going to get taken out on every corner. I don't know how to drive this as well. There it is. I don't think I've had this in a random all since it was added back in the pool change. And I could barely drive it originally when it was like, this was one of the ones that was in the early random alls and then was removed. And now it's back. But I don't think I've had it since.
Oh, what a scumbag!
Oh, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Okay, now we're good. I'm glad I've got that out of the way, to be honest. Oh, that was a bad bounce.
That was a very bad bounce! No!
There it is. There's the other new sound. Yeah, that was quite an apt sound for that lap. $7.24 because the race that took place on was done in July 2024, and I kind of needed an extra $7 donation sound because we've got like 3 different donation sounds for $4, $5, $6, so $7 was the next, so it kind of worked out. Yeah, that's another highly requested one, along with the one from earlier. Those are the 2 new donation sounds. Thank you, Phil. Coming up to lap 200. So I'm probably gonna wait until we've passed lap 200 and then do my pit stop pretty quick after that, I think. Really, I'd like to have an air tug or a field master to do my pit stop with. Like, that's going to be the best, because they've got no top speed and they're immediately back up to top speed again when you start driving. So you're not losing out by slowing down so much on that back straight. 2013. This is not a 2013 car. This is a 2014 car. Just like the Pisswasser Dominator was. Journey 2 is pretty slow. So I've got another 20 minutes that I feel safe. Well, I don't know whether I feel safe. The closer this, the more this is getting into the race, the less safe I'm feeling. But I might try and use up that whole 20 minutes to see if I get either the Field Master or the Air Tug and do my pit stop whenever I get one of those. Or potentially the Motor Potty. That's pretty slow and it's electric, so it's up to speed immediately again. You just don't want to pit when there's something that's got a decent top speed, which is most cars. You don't have to slow down from 100 miles per hour to get back up to 100 miles per hour again. Maybe the EVA is a decent pit stop car. Ah, 3.10. No, still not good enough. I just don't want to back up enough and then people smack into the back of me. I think this is the vehicle that has the biggest chance of that happening. Haha, now I laugh at you. Yeah, fine, DiNmiTe. I think yours was a more crazy crash, but yeah, fine. You deserve to laugh at me because I laughed at you when the same thing happened. I accept it. Yeah, the slam truck, there's just no way you're getting it stopped from even a reasonable speed. Someone's upside down up there. The drag queen, okay. I'm getting the vehicles that don't want to turn now. Drag Queen seems easier than the Drag King to get around some of these corners. Alright, now we can go. I'm just going for it. Like, I knew I wasn't going to stop, but it was probably quicker than trying to slow down. Futo GTX. We got one more lap for part 2 of this race. Hopefully the end of this lap isn't as action-packed as the end of lap 100 was. Barricade to end part 2. No wee woos, but we get some lights. Say bye to YouTube, Twitch chat. And then you can say hi to YouTube for part 3. Once again, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you're enjoying. We definitely went into the second half of the race now. And I'll see you all in part 3 for the next 100 laps. What will we get on lap 201? Tune in next to find out.